You're confused. You're frustrated. You know the steps to the sale, but you don't really know which step is most important. Is it qualifying? Is it closing? Man, you don't know where in the world to focus. You're all mixed up. Well, look, I can tell you with 100% certainty, there are only 3 steps. And if you master those 3 steps, there's only 3 steps you need to worry about. You master those 3 steps and you will sell more cars. So on this brand new episode of The Best Show in Auto, the steps you must master to sell more cars. Hit that share button and tell everybody, tell them all that Lopes is live.
Now for the hundreds watching live and the millions around the world that wish they could be here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for Live with Lopes.
What up, guys? It's Gary Vee, and it's time to get more Frank. Frank, where are you?
What's up, everyone? It's Furlan Arts Subprime Hero, and it's time to get more Frank.
Live from the headquarters of Strong 30 Automotive Solutions, broadcasting from the Cars.com studio, it's the best show in auto, Live with Lopes, where we help you improve your performance, fulfill your mission, and earn more commission. Here's creator and host, Frank Lopes.
Oh yes, my friends. Welcome to another brand new episode of The Best Show in Auto. Welcome to another live episode of Live with Lopes, brought to you by Cars.com. I trust that you are all doing well, and I am so happy that each and every one of you are here watching with us tonight. My friends, of all the steps to reach the sale, which are the most important to learn and to master? Is it qualifying? Is it the trial close? Is it the close itself? Well, friends, I will teach you the ones that you need to master to hear more customers say to you, hey, can we take it home today? And to make a lot less customers say to you, I think we got to think about it. Oh, that's the absolute worst, right? That is the worst when you hear him say, oh, I got to think about it. That's what we're going to talk about on this brand new episode of The Best Show in Auto, the steps you must master to sell more cars. My friends, let's get into it. If you've watched the show before, you know exactly how we do this, all right? I take a topic, I break it down into 3 actionable steps, 3 points, 3 things that you can take action on immediately, right? To help you sell more cars and make more money. Tonight's show, man, that's exactly what this is. 3 points, 3 steps that you must master, the 3 steps of the sale that you must master to sell more cars. You're going to be I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be very surprised at what these 3 points are. They are not what you expect, and that is the reason why you have been underperforming. Master these 3, you will sell more cars. I bet every dollar I got, hands down, 100%, it's going to happen. Starting with number 1, steps you must master to sell more cars: the proper greeting. A proper greeting. Friends, you have heard time and time again in the past, right? And it's absolutely true. You do not get a second chance to make a first impression. And so many of you, and I see it each and every single week when I visit dealerships across the country, I see it over and over again. I see salespeople approaching customers and making a bad first impression. Okay? Let's take let's take that first impression and let's break it down into something that's called the 10, 10, 10 method. If you're taking notes tonight, write this down, the 10, 10, 10 method. This is exactly what goes on every time you meet somebody for the very, very first time, the first encounter that you have. The 10, 10, 10 method, or some people call it the 10, 10, 10 rule, takes effect immediately, right on the spot, okay? When you are within 10 feet of somebody that you've never, ever met before, okay, so your customers, let's twist it around the other way. Let's change the perspective around, okay? When the customer is within 10 feet of you, the first time that they ever meet you, they are judging your appearance. And I say with love, because I love each and every one of you, all 119 people watching live across 15 different channels. I love each and every one of you. So what I say, it comes from here, okay? Not from here. It comes from here. You're slobs. You look horrible. You look absolutely 100% horrible. There are some times when I am walking up to a dealership and I can't tell if I should put $1 in the cup that you're holding or if I should ask you how your coffee is and if you sold any cars today. That is how bad sometimes your appearance is. I'm talking about wrinkled up clothes. I'm talking about clothes that I can clearly see were worn the day before and maybe the day before that. And if it's a Thursday, maybe the day before that as well. Unshaved, unkept hair, dirty hands, dirty fingernails. My friends, this is just the way that it is. You are being judged based on your appearance, and you are being judged of, is this somebody who can help me buy a $20, $40, $60, $80,000 vehicle? And a lot of times they're going to look at you, they're going to judge your appearance, they're going to flat out look you up and down. Everybody does this. This is wired up here. This is pre-programmed. All right. They're going to look you up and down and they're going to be like, let's get out of here. Friends, you need to look as professional as you possibly can. I'm not saying you got to go out and you got to buy $1,000 suits. I'm not saying that you got to go out and you got to give yourself a whole brand new wardrobe. All right. But what I am saying is that your clothes have got to fit. They've got to be clean, no wrinkles. You have got to be presentable yourself. Haircut, I don't care if you want to wear your hair long. I don't care, man. But you know what? It's got to look presentable. No shadows, no nothing like that, man. Hands clean. Your shoes have got to be polished, got to be shined. You got to look good, man. Because like I said, when a customer is about 10 feet away from you, automatically they are going to judge your appearance. And then when they're about 10 inches away from you, they are going to judge your body language. And they're going to pick up from you, does this person want to help me? Is this person excited to see me? Are they happy that I'm here? Are they confident? Are they smiling? Is that smile genuine? They're going to pick all that up when they are about 10 inches away from you. And then the last 10 in the 10-10-10 rule is the first 10 words that you say are going to have a massive amount of influence over the way the rest of that interaction with that customer goes. Okay? So within 10 feet or less, you are going to be judged on your appearance. You need to look professional. You need to look sharp. You need to look like somebody who is qualified to give advice to another human being about spending $20, $40, $60, $80, $100,000. And so many of you look like you shouldn't be giving advice to somebody about spending $20 at an arcade on the boardwalk. I just got to tell you straight, man, because if I don't tell you straight, nobody else is going to, and you're just going to continue to fail because your appearance is horrible. Then When that customer is within about 10 inches of you, they are going to judge your body language. They're going to judge how you're standing. Are you standing up straight? Are your shoulders back? Do you exude that confidence, right? Are you smiling? Are you genuinely happy about what it is that that customer's here? If your hello, is it confident? They're going to pick all that up from you. And then the first 10 words that you say. Now, in Strong 30 training, I always teach something that's called the gratitude greeting, okay? If you're meeting somebody for the very first time and you're greeting them, should you be saying, "Hi, can I help you?" No, absolutely not. There is probably no worse thing that you could say besides like, "Screw you," or something like that, right? That's pretty much the only worst thing that you could say besides, "Hi, can I help you?" You want to use what I call the gratitude greeting. Those first 10 words are so important. And the first thing that you should show, the first message that you should communicate is how grateful you are, how happy you are that person landed here at your dealership and is right in front of you, okay? So you should say something to the tune of, "Welcome to Friendly Motors. I'm so happy that you are here today. Are you here to see anybody in particular?" Just like that. That's it. Just starting off with the welcome. The welcome is common. I know, "Welcome to Friendly Motors." You say, a lot of people will say that. But then immediately after, "I'm so happy you are here today. Are you here to see anybody in particular?" And you will see a smile come out of the customer's face. You'll see that, that they're ready to give you a whole, "We're just looking." They're ready to give you that. Because of course they are. You're a scumbag car salesman. Of course that's what they're ready to say. But when you start with that, "I'm so happy that you're here today, and are you here to see anyone in particular?" Before you even know what the customer wants to do or what they're looking to do, or if maybe they're here to see somebody else, you're already telling them, "I'm so happy that you're here." That is going to help that person feel welcomed. That's going to help that person feel like, "Hey, I'm looking at somebody who knows what they're doing. At least they know how to greet me properly." And look, if they say to you, you say to them, "Are you here to see anybody in particular?" And they go, "Well, no, we're here to," and they will tell you exactly what it is that they're trying to accomplish. At that point, "Well, look, my name is Frank. Let's talk about that new Corolla. Let's talk about trading in your vehicle. Let's talk about that nice used Tacoma that we have outside." Whatever it is, then you can start right from that spot. But friends, if you keep hitting them with that whole, "Hi, how can I help you? What brings you in today?" Blah, 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 blah. All you're going to get, you are not going to get what you want back from the customer. You're going to get crickets. You're going to get "We're just here to look." You're going to get something that you do not want. Use the gratitude greeting, right? "Hi, welcome to Friendly Motors. I am so happy that you're here today. Are you here to see anybody in particular?" They will tell you, "I'm here to see Bobby." Great, let me bring you right to him. Or they will say, "Well, no, and we're not here to see anybody, but we're interested in a new Outback." Well, "Hey, my name is Frank. Let's sit down and let's talk about that Outback." Bang, and then get right to it and just go from there. Friends, like I said, you only have one chance. You only have one chance to make a first impression. So don't mess it up. And the most important thing, seriously, the most important thing, your appearance. And I know that sounds very vain, and I know a lot of you don't want to hear that, but you know what? I didn't make up the rules, okay? I didn't program the general public's brain. I didn't do that. That was there for generations and generations before. Either you tap into it and make sure that you're presentable, make sure that you look like somebody who should be giving guidance and advice about a $20,000, $40,000, $60,000, $80,000 purchase, and you'll be getting off to the right foot each and every single time. Let's get back to it. Number 2, the steps you must master to sell more cars. Number 2, my friends, my number 2 is the fact-finding step. This is one where also I see automotive professionals. A professional knows how to fact find, okay? Where I see automotive salespeople drop the ball over and over and over again, okay? When a customer comes in and they say, I'm looking for an Outback, or I'm looking for a new Tacoma or a RAV4 or an F-150, that is not the beginning and the end of the fact-finding part of the process. That is just like the very, very, very beginning. That's like the intro. That's not even the appetizer. That's the bread that they bring you at the beginning, okay? And they only brought you one piece and they didn't give you any butter yet. Like, that's how early in we are. If the customer asks for an F-150, does that mean that they want an F-150? Yes. Does that mean that that's the absolute best vehicle for them? Maybe not. An automotive professional always finds out what it is that the customer wants, what it is that the customer needs. They also find out why they want it. They find out why they need it. And they also find out what is an absolute must to the customer. Am I talking exclusively about year, make, model, and trim? Absolutely not. I'm talking about features. I'm talking about benefits. I'm talking about the things that matter the most to the customer. You, automotive professional, this step is absolutely vital. This is how you wind up on the wrong car. This is how you wind up on too much car. This is how you wind up on not enough car. This is how you wind up in the weeds every single time, and your manager's got to come and has got to dig you out, okay? Has got to go in there and start hacking at these weeds to get you back into the green grass again. This is why it happens. You've got to find out what features and benefits they want, which features and benefits they need, why they want those features and benefits, why they need those features and benefits, and what is an absolute must? What features and benefits are an absolute must to them? Notice that I broke out, in particular, that I broke out wants and needs, because your customers, people in general, will always meet their musts. They will sacrifice a need, right? They will sacrifice a want to make sure that they meet their musts, that they always get what it is that they need. When you do that, when you go through that process, and you do it all in conversation, this isn't like you're questioning like somebody that you pulled over on the side, pulled over on the highway at 3 a.m. or something. No, that's not the way that we do this. This isn't some kind of inquisition or something. This is actual conversation. You'll be able to extract all of these things. When you find out the wants, the needs, the whys, all that stuff, you will also very, very easily be able to extract information like their desired payment, how much money it is that they're looking to put down. You could also find out how much money they will really put down and how much they are really willing to pay, which we all know is different than what they say in the beginning they want to put down and they want to pay. You all want to say buyers are liars, but guess what? Buyers aren't liars. Buyers are being protective of themselves because they don't know you, right? So of course they're going to hold back. Where do you get that? Where do you get all of that information? You get it in conversation, absolutely, but you get it all from the car that they are driving right now. The vehicle that they are driving right now is going to be the gateway to all of the information that you need in the fact-finding part of the process. Friends, just because a customer comes in and says that they want a new RAV4, that does not mean that the RAV4 is the right vehicle for them. When you find out that they need, for example, seating for 7, guess what happens? RAV4 is out, okay? It's gone. Just because they saw one on TV and they think that that'll have enough room, this is how you get yourself into the I just need to think about it type of moment. Because a lot of times the customer gets embarrassed. They came in asking for something that's not right for them, right? They don't want to be rude. They're embarrassed themselves, right? Their egos are like, you dummy, you asked for the wrong car. This don't have enough room. And it turns into okay, well, we're going to look around. We're not really sure. We have to go home. We got to pray about it. We got to talk about it. We got to ask our dog. We got to ask our neighbor. You're going to get all these excuses because you didn't invest the proper amount of time in the fact-finding part of the process. Remember this, the mind, okay? The mind is pre-programmed out of the box, okay? That's a funny joke, actually. Pre-programmed out of the box to do three things: to measure, describe, and compare. You can very, very easily get all the information that you need to make sure that you put that customer on the right vehicle, the right price, the right features, the right benefits, the right size, the right cargo capacity, the right towing capacity, all of the things, the right features, and all of the things that the customer needs. You'll be able to get all that information when you talk about the vehicle that the customer is driving right now, because the mind measures, describes, and compares. As you ask that customer questions, their mind will be running through those three things: measure, describe, compare, measure, describe, compare, over and over and over again, giving you all the information, because they will be telling you what they need, measuring, describing, and comparing it to the vehicle that they are driving now. The biggest mistake that you could make is thinking that the only information that you can get from that customer's trade-in, from the car that they're driving now, is the year, make, model, trim, mileage, condition, and do they owe any money on it. Man, everything that you need is, all the information that you need is in that trade-in. All you have to do is do what you should be doing as a sales professional and extracting the information, having a conversation with that customer. Like I said before, just because they come in asking for an Outback does not mean that a new Subaru Outback is the right vehicle for them. It just means that's the vehicle that they are interested in. Also, remember, 86% of customers switch and buy a vehicle different than the vehicle they originally came in to see, or buy it in a different way than they originally said that they wanted to buy it. So if they say to you, that they are looking for an Outback and they want it to be black and they want leather, guess what? There's a very high probability that they will be leaving in a silver Outback with cloth interior. Okay, it happens each and every single day. They change their own mind without you even saying a word. They change their own mind, or they walk through the showroom and they have a, oh, what's that moment, where they see something else and they're like, oh, what's that? I really like that. Bang, they just switched color. They just switched trim. They just switched wheels. They just switched models completely. It happens each and every single day, my friend, each and every single day. Fact-finding, probably the spot where most automotive sales professionals trip up, the spot that they fumble and drop the ball, is without a doubt one of the three most important parts of the process. We've done two, and it is time to get to number 3, steps you must master to sell more cars. Let's kick it over to number 3. And number 3 is the demo and the test drive. The demo and the test drive. Once again, steps that so many automotive salespeople either skip or just completely do wrong, but automotive sales professionals, that they master these steps right here, especially the demo and the test drive. Friends, let me just be as straight as I possibly can with you, okay? Don't waste time going over features that the customer does not care about. All you're doing is wasting your time, most importantly, all you're doing is wasting the customer's time as well. Focus 100% of your time, your attention, the customer's time, and the customer's attention on the features and benefits that are most important to them. Remember, when you are doing a demo, or if you want to call it a walk around, if you want to call it a butterfly, I call it a superfly. If you're going to do one of those, keep in mind, this is not a walk around competition, and the judges are the people from the factory, okay? That is not what's going on over here. Your judge is the customer, and they want you to get to the point super quick, and the point is whatever is important to them. All of the information that you learned during the last step that we talked about, during Fact Find, bang, there are your spots to hit. They are the things that are most important to your customer that you should be pointing out and talking about during the presentation and during the test drive. Friend, the facts, the stats are the stats and the facts are the facts. People care about less than 80% of the features on the vehicle, but they care 100% about the features and benefits that are important to them. So all you need to focus on is what is most important to them. And trust me, not everything on the vehicle or in the vehicle is important to the customer. Only the things that they told you that are musts and wants to them. A walk around should take you no longer than 5 minutes to complete. And that's with the customer that's got a long list of musts. No longer than 5 minutes. If it's taking you more than 5 minutes to start at the passenger side front door of the car and work your way counterclockwise around the vehicle and end at the driver's door, if it's taking you 5 minutes to do that, it's taking you too long. Seriously, it should be very, very easy to do this, and it should only take a matter of minutes. When you are presenting the car to the customer, you want to be quick, you want to be direct, you want to be to the point, you want to send the message, look, you told me that this, and this were important to you. Look, here it is, here it is, here it is. Here are the 3 things that were most important to you. Now, let's go for a ride, baby. It's time to really get that measure, describe, and compare. It's time to really get those 3 things kicked into high gear. And that happens during the test drive. Because you will notice, if you're in Strong 30 training, you've heard me say this a million times, all right? But you will notice, customer gets in the vehicle when they sit down, every single person does the exact same thing. First, they sit in the seat, and they bounce, and they wiggle, and they rub, right? They get themselves all comfortable in the seat, and you're looking at them like, what's this person doing, man? They all do it. Every single person does it because the mind is pre-programmed to measure, describe, and compare. What are they measuring it against? What are they describing it and comparing it to? The vehicle that they're driving right now. That's why they get in and they bounce and they wiggle. And then they put their hands on the wheel and they go like this. They squeeze. They squeeze the wheel. They rub their hand all around. This is what they do. Measure, describe, compare. Every customer does the exact same thing. After they do that, on the road you go. That's it, on the road. If they tell you that they do a lot of highway driving, where are you taking them? On the highway, right? So that they can measure, describe, and compare. They do a lot of city driving, a lot of shopping in and out of parking lots. Measure, describe, and compare. That's where you bring them. That's where you bring them, and that's what you do. The test drive, you are with the customer. I know there's a lot of back and forth and there's a lot of arguing about let the customer go by themselves. You should go with the customer. In my book, Go with the customer. Why? So that you're there to answer questions. If they want to talk privately, don't worry. When you come back to the dealership, they're going to ask you, can we have a minute? And you say, no problem. And you give them a minute, give them 5 minutes, give them whatever they need. But when they're in the car, when they're driving the car, you want to be there. Even if you just sit there and look out the window. Seriously, the fact that you are there, that's what's most important. Because if a question comes up, if they don't know how to work something, where's the directional? How do I adjust the mirror? How's this? You're there to answer the question right on the spot. So important that you are there to do that. Do not skip out on the test drive. It is extremely powerful, and you can really seal a deal right there. Plus, another reason that you want to go on the test drive is to observe. And what are you observing? You're observing the customer's reaction as they're measuring, describing, and comparing the vehicle that they are looking at with you when they're describing it, measuring it, and comparing it against the vehicle that they're driving right now. You want to be there so that you can pick up the signals, because very rarely are you going to sell a vehicle to somebody who is a professional poker player and is the absolute best at having a poker face 24/7. It's going to be very rare. Once in a while, yeah, maybe, okay, but very rare. If they like the car, if it really fits all of their musts, if it fits their needs, they're going to show you. They're going to show you in their words, the tone of voice, their facial expression, how they sit in the seat in some way, shape, or form. There's your trial close. The information is right there. And you will know if you are on the right car or not very quickly and very easily. Do not skip the demo, the walk around, the butterfly, the superfly, whichever way you want it. I call it a superfly, whatever way you want to call it. Make sure that you make that part of the process as quick as possible. You're just wasting the customer's time showing them the amazing aerodynamic new design of the headlamps. They don't give a shit, okay? They don't. You know what they care about? Does it have Apple CarPlay? Is the seat comfortable? Does it have heated seats? Does it have cooled seats? Does it have enough room in the back that I can go to Costco like I do every week and put my big old jar of 5 pounds of mayonnaise back there? Does it have enough room for me to put the baby carriage back there? Does it have enough room for me to get the kid in and out of the car seat without banging my hip against the edge of the door? That's what they care about. Remember, the presentation of the vehicle is not a walk-around competition. Nobody from the factory is grading you. You're going to be quick. You're going to be right to the point. Show that customer exactly what it is that's most important to them. It's the final word on this brand new episode of The Best Show in Auto, Live with Lopes, brought to you by Cars.com. And friends, let me ask you, the final word is surprised. Are you surprised by the 3 parts of the process that I told you were most important? Because friends, those 3 parts, without a doubt, they are the most important. You probably thought I was going to talk about the close. You probably thought I was going to talk about the trial close and steps like that. No, friends, no, it's not. Those are important. Don't get me wrong. But are they the most important? Not even close. Because you don't get the opportunity to trial close a customer. You don't get the opportunity to use one of the fancy closes that you learned or one of them sharp tongue closes or something like that. Friends, you don't get the opportunity to get to use any of those or do any of those things. Or you don't get to do a fancy delivery. You don't get to do any of that stuff unless you master the 3 steps that I taught you tonight, like the proper greeting, making sure that you use the gratitude greeting each and every single time, making sure that you respect the rule, the 10-10-10 rule, making sure that when the customer is 10 feet away from you and they're judging you, right? Because that's what they do. They're sizing you up, that you show them, man, from your appearance, that you show them that you are a professional, that you know exactly what's going on, that you are qualified to be able to give them advice on a $20,000, $40,000, $60,000 purchase. Not that you look like you owe $60,000 of gambling debt to the bookie down the street. Come on, man, right? Absolutely. Remember, Exude, give that feeling of confidence, that feeling of professionalism, that feeling that you are happy that there is actually somebody at your dealership. After you get the greeting right, then you can immediately move into fact finding and make sure that you find out exactly what the customer wants, what it is that they need, why they want it, why it is that they need it, and what is an absolute must to them. And then you take all that information and you move it into the demo and the test drive. Friends, you think that all the fancy stuff, right? The macho stuff is what's most important. It is important, but it's not most important. Because if you drop the ball on any of those 3 parts of the process that I talked about during the show tonight and that I just mentioned, you never get the chance to actually do a trial close. You never get the chance to present numbers. You never get the chance to actually close a customer because you will hear the customer say, well, we're really not sure. We're just looking today. You know, we got to shop around more, and you, a big old fail. That's what's going to happen, a big old fail. Master those 3 parts of the process, and you will win far more times, man. You will sell a lot more cars. Thank you so much, each and every one of you, for watching this evening. Thank you to our sponsors, Cars.com, Car Now, and Hamlin and Associates. Watch each and every single night, 9 p.m. Eastern, for the relives all throughout the week, and we'll see you right back here next Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern, for another brand new episode of The Best Show in Auto, brought to you by Cars.com. Thank you so much for being here. We love each and every one of you. Have a good, safe, prosperous week, and we'll see you next week. See you later.